Hello everyone, this is Kumar Pakalpati, psychologist and ABA therapist. Today I want to discuss about positive reinforcement technique and negative reinforcement technique. What is positive reinforcement technique? Positive reinforcement technique is adding stimulus to get a desired behavior is a positive reinforcement technique. Here the stimulus is a reinforcer. With reinforcer, we'll do the reinforcement to a child to get a desired results. As we continue to give a reinforcement to a behavior, as likelihood of a behavior occur again and again will be increases. For example, if a mother can give a candy for cleaning up a toys to her daughter, or a father can give a prize to his son for doing a homework. In this way, the reinforcement, the positive reinforcement will works out. And there are many types of positive reinforcement techniques. Example, physical reinforcement technique, or social positive reinforcement technique, or token positive reinforcement technique. In this way, the reinforcement will works very well because it is already a scientific proven method to get a desired result from a behavior, any behavior. But we should know when, why, how, where to use it. And what is negative reinforcement technique? Negative reinforcement technique is also for the strengthening the behavior, but in a different way. Here we will remove the unpleasant stimulus from the situation or uphold something, reward or something to get the desired result or reduce the undesired behavior. For example, if you want to go out, you'll take your car keys, you'll get down, and you'll first you open your door, and then you start your ignition. Then immediately you'll get a voice or a loud noise. Why? Because we don't wear the seat belt. Immediately what we'll do? We'll do immediately wear the seat belt. Then the noise will stop. In this way, the negative reinforcement will work. I can tell you another example. Earlier we talked about an example. A mother can give a prize to his son for doing a homework. Here we will do, if a son will not do the homework in time, we uphold or stop giving reward. It is also the negative reinforcement. In this way, the reinforcement will works out. For me or someone have a doubt here. So, when will you start and when will you stop the reinforcement? Simply, when the behavior gets habituated, then we will gradually decrease the reinforcement techniques. Thank you very much. All the best from Pinnacle Blooms Network.
Autism spectrum disorder, psychological problems are troubling approximately 80 crore people across the world. Could endanger your children's future too. Pinnacle Blooms Network is probably the only chain of child development rehabilitation therapy centers offering smart goals-based speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, psychological counseling for kids to be part of mainstream society and bring smiles into their families. Pinnacle's Mirracle is 360-degree patented digital platform to bring technology for empowering kids with special needs. Pinnacle Blooms Network is special Edu Healthcare Unit of Bharat Healthcare Private Limited, Government of India's prestigious Startup India awarded futuristic health tech organization. Largest team of proven therapists ready to work with your kid. Contact us today 9100-181-181 for free assessment.
Hello everyone, this is Kumar Pakalpati, psychologist and ABA therapist. Today I want to discuss about another forms of reinforcement techniques, extinction and punishment. What is extinction? Extinction is a form of behavioral technique used to get a desired behavior in a child. It is very useful and widely useful because this is the pairing with other form of reinforcement techniques. It will works very well. Means with positive reinforcement along with negative reinforcement and as a sensory issues. I can tell you examples. First, along with the positive reinforcement. If a child just drops his toy to get attention of his mother. What happens now? Immediately her mother see his child's face, smiles and give the toy back to child. And again the same thing will happen. The behavioral gets habituated. Then what will we do? Our mother has to understand the situation and she has not to give attention at that behavior. Again and again will repeat that. The child will get out from that behavior. And the second example, along with negative reinforcement. And the same example we can tell, a child throws a tantrums when he is in a dining table for eating food. Why? Because he don't like the food. He has to come out of that and he throws the tantrums for that. In that situation, what we will do? Immediately we stop the food and give the break to him. But we don't have to do that. We should do whatever he does in that situation. We'll continue to give him a food. Then only he will understand I have to eat, and when only I have to eat, I'll get out from this. Like this, the behavior will go away. In a third situation, sensory issues. For example, if it is a visual sensory problem, means if a child off the light again and again because he wants to see the fan is running there. So when he is off the light and on the light, he see again the fan and he'll get the visual stimulation. In that situation, what we will do? Simply the mother or father, the attender, will off the fan. When we will off the fan, he maybe uses the switch off and on, but he will not get the sensory input for that. So that after some time or after some days, he will leave that behavior. Like this, the extension will work. And the main we have to focus on here, the things are, when we use the extension technique, the tantrums will rise up, but we don't have to stop the things. We have to consistently do the thing and apply the extension technique to get the results from them. Some childs may get 1 month, some childs may get 3 months, some childs may get in a 6 months, but it will works out. And the second form of it is a punishment. As its name suggests, we all thought that punishment means something else like hitting or yelling. But no, in ABA therapy, hitting and yelling is not available and is not suggestible. Punishment means there are two forms of punishments, positive punishment and negative punishment. Positive punishment means add something to a stimulus. Negative punishment means removal of something from a situation. I can tell you an example of positive punishment. If a child will not complete his homework, the teacher may give the extra homework for him. Then what happens here? If he is not able to complete one time, but the extra homework we will given, but he'll do that. With that, two things is happening here. The extra time he'll has to spend in a homework means it is a punishment to him, and he'll learn the thing because he done multiple times. Like that, the positive punishment will work. And the example of a negative punishment. Negative punishment means to removal of a something from a situation. Means if a child will not hear what we are doing or what we are saying, then maybe we can take his privileges like watching a TV and giving an extra time to play. We will take that privileges back. This is a negative punishment. Like this, all forms of techniques, behavioral techniques will works better, but we should know when to apply, where to apply, how to apply the things. Thank you very much. All the best from Pinnacle Blooms Network.
Autism spectrum disorder, psychological problems are troubling approximately 80 crore people across the world. Could endanger your children's future too. Pinnacle Blooms Network is probably the only chain of child development rehabilitation therapy centers offering smart goals-based speech therapy, Occupational Therapy, Behavioral Therapy, Psychological Counseling for kids to be part of mainstream society and bring smiles into their families. Pinnacle's Mirracle is 360-degree patented digital platform to bring technology for empowering kids with special needs. Pinnacle Blooms Network is Special Edu Healthcare Unit of Bharat Healthcare Private Limited, Government of India's prestigious Startup India awarded futuristic health tech organization. Largest team of proven therapists ready to work with your kid. Contact us today 9100-181-181 for free assessment.
Hello everyone, this is Shobhan Kumar Pakalapati, psychologist and ABA therapist. Today I want to discuss about flow time technique. What is flow time technique? Flow time technique is a therapeutic technique used to get better potential in a child. It's also called relationship based therapy. And this therapy helps the children to reach their potential level and get them in a mainstream society. Flow time can be used with the ABA therapy or it can be used singly because it is a very productive therapy when we will use it in a better way. And the key milestones of the flow time is to develop intimacy in the children, to develop a relationship and to develop communication skills, communication ideas, the emotional ideas and emotional intelligence. These are all the things we can develop with this technique. And as its name suggests, the flow time technique is like a parent can go down to children and play with them, so that it is named as a flow time technique. How is it work? And we can work in the therapeutic place, means a professional place, or in the home or in the school also. But we need only a calm place and we have to set it up minimum 2 hours to 5 hours. And we should follow the child's lead, not our lead. We should follow the child's lead and child's interest and needs. And I'll give you an example. If a child plays with a toy of car, a truck, and you go down there, smiles at him, and you can also take a toy, car or truck. If a child taps a car, you can tap a truck. If a child puts aside a car, you can park your truck aside of a child's toy. Like this, you can develop a relationship with child, and child observes you because you follow his lead, and he is interested at you. He sees you as a good giver and he will do whatever you are doing. He'll pay interest to do whatever you are doing. So he learns a lot from you in that time. As the child grows, you also have to improve the playway and according to child interests. Someone may have a doubt. The flow time works directly with speech or with daily activities. Exactly no. Because it will not directly works with the speech or something. It will work beyond that, and it helps to develop the daily activities and speech in an indirect way. It helps because we will work them with the 2 to 5 hours, means it's a long time, and imagine how much they can learn from you in that time. In this way, we can use this technique in a many ways, many techniques, many places. It was very useful to children with autism especially. Thank you very much. All the best from Pinnacle Blooms Network.
Autism spectrum disorder, psychological problems are troubling approximately 80 crore people across the world. Could endanger your children's future too. Pinnacle Blooms Network is probably the only chain of child development rehabilitation therapy centers offering smart goals-based speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, psychological counseling for kids to be part of mainstream society and bring smiles into their families. Pinnacle's Mirracle is 360-degree patented digital platform to bring technology for empowering kids with special needs. Pinnacle Blooms Network is special edu healthcare unit of Bharat Healthcare Private Limited, Government of India's prestigious Startup India awarded futuristic health tech organization. Largest team of proven therapists ready to work with your kid. Contact us today 9100-181-181 for free assessment.
Hello everyone, this is Shobhan Kumar Pakalpati, psychologist and ABA therapist. Today I want to discuss about difference between behavior issues and sensory issues. First of all, what is behavior? A living organ can do anything is a behavior. We have to decide whether it is wanted behavior or unwanted behavior. Whether it is wanted behavior, we can encourage that. Whether it is unwanted behavior, we can discourage that behavior. What are the behaviors? It can be simply eye contact or a sitting tolerance or throwing a tantrums is unwanted behavior. There are many things like that. For behaviors, we can do the behavior therapy like cognitive behavioral therapy, emotive behavior therapy and behavior therapy simply. It can be anything. We can decide by their age and cognitive skills. And what is sensory issues? Sensory issues means we have a senses like eyes or hearing, tactile sense or vestibular sense, like this type of senses. And we can perceive information from outside with these senses, and our brain will organize those perception in an organized manner, and according to brain, we can behave. And the people who have a problem with sensory issues means their brain cannot interpret the information perceiving from the sense organs not correctly or in an organized manner. That's why they face the many problems with sensory issues, like they may be overloaded with senses information, or they may be receive information from outside is overloaded for them. Accordingly, their behavior means the hypersensitivity maybe or the hyposensitivity. Like this, the sensory issues are there and behave, and because of that sensory issues, they may exhibit the behaviors, different behaviors, and we have to know that whether it is a behavior or behavior related to a sensory issue. According to that, we have to give the therapy. Means if it is a behavior, for behavior we have given a behavior therapy. If it is related to sensory issue, the behavior exhibited which is related to sensory issue, we will give the sensory integration therapy. So that we have to find the key points of a behavior. We have to analyze the key points of the behavior and we have to give the therapies. Thank you very much. All the best from Pinnacle Blooms Network.
Autism spectrum disorder, psychological problems are troubling approximately 80 crore people across the world. Could endanger your children's future too. Pinnacle Blooms Network is probably the only chain of child development rehabilitation therapy centers offering smart goals-based speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, psychological counseling for kids to be part of mainstream society and bring smiles into their families. Pinnacle's Mirracle is 360-degree patented digital platform to bring technology for empowering kids with special needs. Pinnacle Blooms Network is special edu healthcare unit of Bharat Healthcare Private Limited, Government of India's prestigious Startup India awarded futuristic health tech organization. Largest team of proven therapists ready to work with your kid. Contact us today 9100-181-181 for free assessment.
Good morning everyone, this is Shobhan Kumar Pakalpati, psychologist and ABA therapist. Today I want to discuss about why children behave unusually in different places and For an instance, we can expect or assume that he has to behave calmly in a grandfather's place. He has to be very energetic in a friend's birthday. But we find differently in a different areas. Why? Because for instance, we can take two examples, main areas of our life, a children's life. Those are school and home. And in a school, we might go to school and ready to give a complaint about the children. They're not behaving accordingly in a home. But before you complain, the teacher will start saying that your children or your son is a very happy and very calm and very choosy in a school. You may just in a second you may be thought it is for my children or not. Yes, maybe your children, because maybe he has a social anxiety. That's why he is like a mute in a school. He manages himself all of his psychological resources in a school. When he come to home, he just went out his emotions very well, and he just throw the tantrums when you're trying to do a homework with him. Like that, maybe he is behaved. And in another instance, you just go to school to know about your son. The teacher starts saying, your son is not up to the mark in the school, he's not doing anything in the school, he's not behaving accordingly. You may be here also stunned, because he'll be very calm at home, very calm, and whatever you say he do at home. But in school, why he is doing like that? The teacher is a fault? No, not exactly. The teachers are good, they're trying to do good for the children, but maybe he feels freedom in a school. First time, maybe he gone first time to the school, he's very happy to see that environment. He enjoys that environment, that's why he's very hyper in that environment. For these two instances, we know how the children different behave in a different places. So what will we do? The thing is, first of all, we have to find the function of the behavior, main motto of the behavior, main consequence of the behavior, why he is behaving like that. Then only we'll start doing something to them. For instance, if a child calm at home, doing unusually at school, and we have to find why he is calm at home, what strategies we are improving at home, and we have to suggest those strategies at school. And like that, in other way, the child is calm at school, he is not calm at home. We have to try the strategies where school was trying, where the workouts for this kid, because every kid is different, the strategy is also the different. So that we have to try the strategies where once works, and we have to put. Thank you very much. All the best from Pinnacle Blooms Network.
Autism spectrum disorder, psychological problems are troubling approximately 80 crore people across the world. Could endanger your children's future too. Pinnacle Blooms Network is probably the only chain of child development rehabilitation therapy centers offering smart goals-based speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, psychological counseling for kids to be part of mainstream society and bring smiles into their families. Pinnacle's Mirracle is 360-degree patented digital platform to bring technology for empowering kids with special needs. Pinnacle Blooms Network is special Edu Healthcare Unit of Bharat Healthcare Private Limited, Government of India's prestigious Startup India awarded futuristic health tech organization. Largest team of proven therapists ready to work with your kid. Contact us today 9100-181-181 for free assessment.
Hello everyone, this is Shoman Kumar Pakalpati, psychologist and ABA therapist. Today I want to discuss about inclusive education. What is inclusive education and how it is useful to the society? First of all, what is inclusive education? Inclusive education, we know already by the name, mixing of education, means regardless of their background, regardless of their abilities, or it is a normal children, everyone should learn in a same place. Our society, schools and our neighborhood schools have to provide those inclusive education system. And why the inclusive education is very important? Because the normal children will learn a better with this, and the special children will reach their potential level, the best level of their potentiality. If we include all the children regardless of everything, the children will develop their empathy, not sympathy. Sympathy is a very small thing. It is also important thing, but a very normal thing. But the empathy is a very unique life skill because it gives a better potential to everyone. Empathy means we understand others from their perspective. Means we can put ourselves into others' shoes and understanding from their perspective, not our perspective. This will develop in the normal children very much with this inclusive education, with helping the others, with knowing the others' problems and everything. Like special children will learn a very better way because they are with the normal children. Their potential level will go up and they will learn in a better way. And what we have to do for this? Simply, as a society, as a schools, we have to include these ideas because this is not a very new idea. This is a very old idea, but still it is developing stage only, not developed, because the many parents will not agreeing for this because they not understand the real abilities of this inclusive education, because they thought that if their normal children deal with special children, they may adopt their special behaviors. But it is not true, because normal children is always learn easy and they'll know the truth and reality. They'll understand the reality. So that this is not a correct way, and if they adopt the small changes also, we can teach them easily. And for the special child, they are very much happily learn with the peers, and as a teachers, peers as a teachers, peers will help him and the teachers will help him. We have to do only modifications in the classrooms, like visual modifications, auditory modifications, and sitting arrangements, all these things. And if the children learn in this way, imagine how the world will become. Everyone has a empathy. The society will change in a better manner. It will help a lot. And who will help for this? And everyone, like special students, normal students, special teachers, normal teachers, society, everyone are the stakeholders in this to change a better society, to get a better society. Thank you very much from Pinnacle Blooms Network.
Autism spectrum disorder, psychological problems are troubling approximately 80 crore people across the world. Could endanger your children's future too. Pinnacle Blooms Network is probably the only chain of child development rehabilitation therapy centers offering smart goals-based speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, psychological counseling for kids to be part of mainstream society and bring smiles into their families. Pinnacle's Mirracle is 360-degree patented digital platform to bring technology for empowering kids with special needs. Pinnacle Blooms Network is special Edu Healthcare unit of Bharat Healthcare Private Limited, Government of India's prestigious Startup India awarded futuristic health tech organization. Largest team of proven therapists ready to work with your kid. Contact us today 9100-181-181 for free assessment.
Hello everyone, this is Shobhan Kumar Pakalpati, psychologist and AVA therapist. Today I want to discuss about learning styles or learning modalities. Why learning styles are important? Because if we know the learning style of a child, we can teach him in a productive way and in a very effortless, easy way. There are 4 types of learning styles. First one is visual learners. These learners are learn by seeing and observing the things. Means if you write graphical way and in a picture way, they learn productively. And the second one is auditory learners. Means learning by hearing. Means they are reinforced by sound. Maybe with their own loud voice, with other voices, and with the tapes and videotapes and audio tapes also, they can learn very well. And the third type is Candlestick Learners. We can also call the Tactile Learners. Means they learn through experiencing and through practical. Through practical they learn very much. How can we find these type of a vehicle? Simple. They are very active in a play and very active to move there and here. In that way we can find these type of learners. And the fourth one is reading writing learners. This is a very easy way to find this type of a vehicle, because almost all schools provide the reading writing way of a teaching, so that we can find this type of a people very much and very easily. Means they can learn by reading and writing essays. If anything they want, they can search immediately on the internet, and they are very interested to do in a blogs. And why the important of these learning styles? Because if we know the learning style of a child, we can teach him in a better manner, in a productive manner, in an effortless manner, so that they can easily learn the way. And we have a doubt, how can we give all the styles in a one time? Simple. Do a small modifications in your classroom, like the whiteboard should be visible to everyone and the teacher should be visible to everyone. And the next thing, if there is any noisy things, you should have to minimize those noisy things. Be perfect with sound.